Philadelphia, home of some of the most elite fighters in the world, including former champion Eddie Alvarez, top-ranked fighters such as Paul Felder, Sean Brady, Chris Dawkins, and newcomers Pat Sabatini and Jeremiah Wells. But now new prospects rise, both with incredible tenacity and skill. I am Raging Al Iaquinta, and this is In the Mix.
Nothing but respect for these guys and what they do. I really just want to interview Will and Christian, both guys that impressed me in the CFFC over the years. So I really want to see where their head's at, coming off losses and really pivotal points in their career. Looking forward to getting back in the cage, getting back in the win column, and really putting on a statement here in this next fight, Cage Fury Fighting Championships. I love coming to new gyms, seeing what other teams do, how they train, how they prepare for fights. What happens here translates into the fight. You win every round, and you want to win every round in sparring. If you lose a round, you got to learn from it. You learn from it, you come back stronger. You know, they're not trying to hurt each other, but they're trying to push each other. They're pushing each other to the limit. You got to win, you got to look good, you got to look impressive to make it where they want to go. The UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship.
In our family, we already know what we're going to be when we grow up. Like when you ask everyone from our family, what do you want to be when you grow up? Fighter, professor, or whatever, related to martial arts, related to jiu-jitsu.
Talk a little bit about Christian, how you met Christian.
How you guys started training together?
Christian was brought to us from Jonathan Webb. So Jonathan is one of my black belts. He was in the UFC at one point too, and he's a great coach. So everybody that he knows, that has, you know, a good chance to be a good fighter, he brings to me, and we cross-train his fighters with my fighters. And he said he speaks highly of Christian. He said this kid has a lot of talent. He has heart, and it's funny because you know, you look at him. Sometimes I tease him. He looked like he's 14 years old, and you see him fighting, and you're like, man, it's weird.
So I started wrestling like 4th grade, I want to say, somewhere around then, 3rd, 4th grade. Yeah, but when you're young like that, it's kind of just, it's not really serious. I started taking it serious once I got into high school. But I learned a lot of lessons from that, actually, wrestling in high school. I didn't take it as serious. I could have been way better than I was. I wasn't really a workhorse. I didn't like working hard. I was kind of lazy in high school, and I had potential. I had a lot of potential to be good in high school, and that motivated me a lot to take it serious in this. I learned from my mistakes from wrestling and stuff, and in this now I work my ass off. So
you wrestled in high school, and then what was your first exposure to mixed martial arts?
After high school, I went to college, wrestled community a little bit, and then a guy on that team actually told me about Jonathan Webb's gym. And that's how I found out about Jonathan's, and then from there I signed up at Jonathan's, and then he brought me here, and that's really how it took off.
You started training, and then when did you say, this is what I want to do, I want to get in there and fight?
Right away I knew that I wanted to fight, and then, you know, I was just putting in the work, and then eventually they brought me here to Daniels and EEFC, and that's really when I started taking it serious and started like making it a career for myself.
And what are your goals in the sports? Where do you want to take it?
Out to the top. You know, right now I'm young, I'm only 22, so I just want to keep fighting, keep winning, stay healthy. I want to be a champion. You know, we have a good connection with Cage Fury, CFFC, so I want to win. I just want to keep winning, get finishes, and I would like to win their title, be a CFFC world champion, and then they bring so many guys to the UFC. You know, that's the goal. I want to go to the UFC, and I want to be a UFC world champion too.
When I saw Will Tucker's first fight, he didn't look like that was his first amateur fight. He looked like he had been in there plenty of times. He's seasoned, calm.
Will, even before he had his first fight, people will come to the gym and see him sparring and see him moving and said, man, how many fights this kid has? Like none. And nobody could believe that he had no fights.
I met Will right out of high school. The first day he walked in, I'm from the hood too. I had a rough past, right? So I say, yo, you smoking weed? He was like, no, I'm not smoking weed. But I already know. So I was like, listen, we don't do that. We don't do that stuff in here. Was getting beat up every day. Like when you start training MMA, he told me his goals. Then he stopped. He stopped showing up for a little bit. Got in touch with him and found out some real crazy personal things that he was going through in life. Daniel and I said, listen, we gotta help you, and you have good potential, and you got a future in this, and if this is what you wanna do, this is what you have to do. This is the path you have to take. Will was literally in the streets as a young kid, in the streets, like living out there, and this kid was staying in the gym, air mattress, like this kid has a crazy story. And he fought through that. We trained. I told him, listen, give me 1 year, 6 days a week, 1 year, and you'll get a fight. And this is as amateur. And he gave me 1 year, and then we took that fight for Triton, and that's when it took off. He did real
Tucker
good.
continues to dominate this fight. He's easily up 2 rounds as we come here to the end.
Talk about the training leading up to that first fight, because like we were talking about, didn't look like your first fight. You looked smooth, you were switching stances, you were doing things that professionals, seasoned professionals do.
I was supposed to fight a year before that, but
Okay.
actually, I was working night shifts and still training full time at the time. I tore the Cffc in my left wrist, so I had surgery, took a few months off, and then trained again for like probably 6 months, and then we finally got the Triton fight.
So you fought Al Pringle.
Yeah, that was a night, weigh-ins.
Yeah.
Made it happen, so.
Oh, it was a last minute kind of thing.
I think we had some other guys fighting, so I went down there with my strength and conditioning coach. One of the guys pulled out, and I was like,
Oh, and you just happened to be
I
there.
just happened to be in New York.
And
so,
you got a W.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Yeah.
Kick followed up with a right hand from Tucker. And he's out. It's it. It's all over. Wow. William Tucker with a devastating leg shot knocks out Al Pringle.
Where do you see it going from here?
Definitely looking to be a UFC champion, you know. Having one of the guys like Anderson Silva, their names just gonna live on forever. So.
Well, I think you're in a great place to do it. Just watching the sparring today and how the team is all together. It looks like a bunch of just homegrown guys.
A little slow today.
You didn't look slow, my man. You look good. I was watching. You looked on point. All right, man. Well, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm a big fan, so I'm looking forward to the fight. March 7th. I appreciate it. Thank you, bro.
You get up from Gabi every time, so
I try. The freaking guy's a beast, man. That guy's a beast.
I know that wasn't easy. I can barely get up off these guys.
Yo.
What's up, Christian? Looking good, dude.
There you go.
You know, from over there.
How's everything?
Just photo shoot, get my name out there.
Yeah.
Get some cool pictures. Curtis always gets good pics of me, so.
Believe it or not, I started during the pandemic. I love photography, man. I love videos. I love photography. So it's kind of just like when I had all the time to think about it, I came up with this. I was like, man, I'm gonna grab a camera. So I brought my Sony A9. My wife's brother is Simon. Simon is best friends with Sean Brady. He's a UFC welterweight, 170. Future champ. That's my boy. I'm gonna spice him up. But Sean Brady, so that was part of the thing. When I got my camera, I was talking to him and I was like, yo, your career looking real promising. And I was like, you're gonna need a photographer one day. And he plugged me into all the gyms, so he put me on with John, EFC, that's how I met Christian, Daniel Gracie. Yesterday we was with Neil Magny, Jerron Ennis, Paul Felder. And like I said, I've only been doing this for not even a year, you know what I mean? So Iaquinta's in my damn house. I had to kick my family out today. I was like, it's some people coming here. And I'm like, what the heck?
You do this often, or?
No, this is probably my first one. I did it for CFFC when I fought for them, but that was probably the only photo shoot I've ever done.
Nice. I'm still getting used to it. I was kind of not struggled with it, but it was something, I'm more of just like just fight, you know what I mean? But you got to do it nowadays. You got to branch out. I'm sure he doesn't feel super comfortable right off the bat, but the more he does it, the more he'll feel comfortable, the more he'll get used to it, and the better and better he'll. What's up, man? Hey.
I used to walk to the gym every night. Yeah, today my day off. I was gonna go to the gym this morning, but he's cranky, so decided to chill today.
Chill day.
That last fight, I was looking for it a little too much.
Yeah.
Like, I watched that fight so many times after that fight.
What's the craziest predicament you ever had to fight in? Like though, like I know some fighters have been fighting like with a broken arm before, and they still stayed in there and tried to get a couple rounds in.
I broke my orbital bone. I got hit with a hard jab. Actually, I think that broke my orbital bone.
Definitely getting a finish. Hopefully it's by a knockout, but either way it comes, definitely
catching a dub.
Definitely catching a dub. For sure, need one.
Fight week, you just tone it down. You know, they already did the hard work, the hard sparring, the game plan's already set. This week, it's just focused on cutting the weight, staying healthy, no injuries, and keeping the mind fresh. You know, because the last week, that's when the fight starts. When you start cutting weight, for the guys, that's where the fight starts, and our job is just to keep them fresh, and we try to implement that in their head, that they gotta love that process, you know? It's part of the process, and it's just what you have to do.
Cage Fury Fighting Championships back in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Nothing bigger than this. It is time to kick off the 2021 season here at 2300 Arena. John Morgan, CM Punk alongside me for CFFC 92. We don't need to talk. Let's just get straight into some fights. We're kicking things off in the next-gen featherweight division.
It's been a busy week for his corner. You see Coach John right there following up.
This bout of the evening is scheduled for three-minute rounds. Standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, fighting for EEFC and Enzo Gracie of Philly. Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action for your winner, out of the blue corner, Cameron the Mole Rat O'Geyer.
Well, I think the judges got it right there, 29-28, banked those first 2 rounds, lost the 3rd round.
Oh man, it's about time for him to get out there, to be honest. Shit. He's been doing this since he was like, what did he say, like 11, 12? He deserved more than anybody on the team, to be honest with you. But when he gets back to the gym, I'm on his ass. I'm gonna win every round, Pat. I'm on your ass. It's achievable. The goal that we all trying to get to, you know what I mean? It's not so far out the way.
What's that like? Like just seeing your teammates fight? Is that like a weirder feeling than even being in there?
Nerve-wracking, bro. Cause you like a family in that gym, so you want them to do good. And like a fight game, that's fucking anything can happen, to be honest with you. My ticket shows for itself. I know he's gonna win. Know he's gonna win.
Alright, look, we're in our stage, right? Now I just finished teaching kids MMA. So I have a bunch of little siblings, little brothers and sisters, so I'm used to the kids. It's fun, you know. Teaching in general, it kind of just like it makes you better. You have to learn how to teach things different ways people think and stuff like that. So I mean, I like it. And then as far as the fight, I just started a little slow, and then I lost my composure. I only have 6 fights ever in my career. Like I don't have kickboxing fights or Muay Thai fights. I have 6 MMA. And if you've never been in a cage, going out, these bright lights, cameras on you, family watching, friends watching, you know. I've set myself up now that when I'm done fighting, I'm definitely going to have my own academy. I'm going to have my own gym. I don't plan on stop fighting until I'm one of the greatest ever. Like in my mind, that's truly my goal. I want to go to the UFC. It'll happen eventually, man. This video, I'm 22 now. I'm an amateur fighter. In 10 years, I'll be in the UFC. I'll be making some noise, you know?
In the sport of mixed martial arts, there's never an easy fight. Nothing is guaranteed, except victory or defeat. The only thing a fighter can do is keep moving forward and keep climbing the ladder to greatness. Even though only one individual steps in the cage at a time, this truly is a team sport. Hi, I'm Raging Ally Iaquinta, and this is in the mix.